Hello, Anne Grace.
Hello, how are you?
Please tell us, who is Anne Grace?
Thank you very much for inviting me. I feel so happy to be here. So my name is Anne Grace and I am actually from Northern Uganda. I'm a Luo speaker and I'm happy to share that I come from a family, a very large family of 2 brothers and 5 sisters. And in Africa they usually say the larger the merrier. And yeah, I think that's really a little about me.
Okay. Recently, you did a project. How does your project address the specific challenges or issues you aim to tackle with the grant that you were given?
Yes, I did receive a grant, and that grant came from Kuonyesha Art Fund. So perhaps I'll take you a little back. Growing up, I always loved listening to my dad tell us stories. And I remember one of my favorite stories was about some girls who went to fetch water. But of course, besides fetching water, they decided to wash themselves at the lake. And they hung their clothes on palm trees. So it happened that after their activity, washing themselves, they realized that the palm trees had grown with their clothes. So these stories really taught me how to, to appreciate how we interact with the environment, the trees around us, and to do something, to protect our environment. The story is quite long, but it's one of my favorite stories that my dad once told me. So that impacted me. I decided to write stories, and during my free time I write scripts, and these scripts are on protecting the environment, conserving our natural resources. And I think it was 8 years ago, I wrote a play entitled Cli-Mates of Change, and it's abbreviated as COC. So COC is a green theatre arts drama coupled with a number of creative arts like dances, poems, different kinds of creatives. But basically I wrote this drama, and it's about Northern Uganda adapting to climate change. The drama also addresses issues, quite a number of issues that I'll be able to explain. But basically it's a green theatre drama that helps us to address climate change.
Okay. So specifically, what are some of the challenges and issues that you aimed to tackle with this grant?
Well, when I wrote the drama focused on strengthening pathways towards climate resilient development in specific sectors. So one of them is education, and the second one is agriculture. As we all know, our backbone depends on agriculture, and then the other sector is the economy, green economy. And also the drama addresses issues, cross-cutting issues like gender equity, equality, empowerment, and migration issues. Going back to the sectors, I just wanted to mention that within the education sector, it looks at greening schools, greening the curriculum, and capacitating students and teachers, and also parents, to appreciate the environment and to devise sustainable solutions towards climate action and accelerating the sustainable development goals. Within the agriculture sector, basically it looks at supporting communities to adapt to livelihoods that cannot be impacted. I wouldn't say livelihoods that cannot be impacted by climate change, but to switch to livelihoods that can enable communities to withstand the impacts of climate change. and also see to it that they plant trees, because you find that there's a lot of poverty, and many times communities cut these trees in order to, they cut these trees in order to raise some cash, and this cash, they could sell the charcoal, cut trees and then sell charcoal and earn some cash. But generally, it's very important to remind communities to keep, restoring the forests and the tree covers, because it's getting depleted at a faster rate. And also, you find that within the agricultural sector, the drama depicted how floods, how floods destroyed lives of communities within Northern Uganda. But I believe that this is a problem not only for Uganda but even in other sub-Saharan countries. Yeah, so also adopting renewable energy technologies like improved cook stoves, use of solar, use of biogas, etc., etc. Well, and also protecting our wetlands. Well, it's quite elaborate, but I would also like to maybe mention a few issues on migration. The drama also, it highlights issues on how communities will, move from climate zones that are impacted by climate change. For instance, the rural communities really get so impacted, but in the drama we see how migration issues evolve, and also the aspect on gender equity and equality. One of the characters, a girl child that is a teen in the drama, she almost missed out on school because she was betrothed to a chief, and she's 15 years, and so the drama highlights the need to empower young women, young girls, to continue with their education. These are some of the after effects of climate change. There is need for climate justice for young girls, and the aspect on entrepreneurship is also is highlighted in the drama, and also social innovation. So those are some of the issues that the drama addresses.
Okay. You have shared with us the challenges and the impacts that your project aims to accomplish.
Yes, yes.
So how do you envision your project making a difference in the different communities that you've been working in or in the field that you serve?
Thank you for your question. So how do I envision this project making a difference? I think I've already mentioned a few, areas, but I would like to highlight the fact that the drama was written with the inspiration that, it would challenge communities. It would not only challenge communities, but capacitate them to cope with climate change, the impacts of climate change, and increasing their knowledge, on protecting our trees, the forest and tree covers, because it's getting depleted at a faster rate. And then there's need to balance agriculture with tree planting, because when floods happen and there are no trees, it really destroys lives, property, etc., etc. There's a lot of destruction that happens. So communities really need to understand that there's need for, for agroforestry, and also maybe using could be drought-resistant crops, promoting climate-smart agriculture, and adopting renewable energy technologies, and also strengthening partnerships. I think, like I already mentioned, that communities actually experience poverty, and poverty and hunger issues. Then there's also youth unemployment. So this drama was addressing most of these issues, because these issues are rooted within the rural communities, and you find that if they are not addressed, then it's really going to impact the rural communities. Most of them will keep migrating, and we have to find a way of strengthening entrepreneurship, social innovation, skills development, especially for the unskilled laborers, so that they're able to obtain jobs, so that, not only jobs but also incomes. And the women usually suffer disproportionately. So with this, I think these are some of the issues that I felt were of importance.
Oh, okay. My third question to you is, could you share some insights into how this grant has empowered you to further your project's goals or reach?
Thank you very much. So one of our project goals, our target group, we wanted to work with young people, disadvantaged young people who had dropped out of school, but young people who had who could be able to act or stage the drama. Most of the young people actually dropped out of school because of COVID during that time, and these are some of the young people that were part of our cast. We had a cast of 18 members, and so we brought these young people on board who could stage the drama. There are others we had to train, and also bringing them on board, we wanted to give them the opportunity. Like, we wanted to empower them and also increase their knowledge on how to be more resilient, and empower them to use their skills, their creative art skills, in order to support communities come up with sustainable solutions towards fighting climate change impacts and also accelerating sustainable development goals. And so besides that, we partnered actually with other stakeholders. Those I would like to talk about New Vision. We had an interesting meeting with New Vision, and they were very interested in the drama. We also got to know that they were doing something, they were planning to do something similar, greening schools, for instance. And so they had an opportunity to share these announcements over the radios about the theater, the Green Theater drama. And one impressive thing that they did, they wrote an article about what we had immediately after the World Environment Day, that is the 5th of June. They wrote an article about our initiative. They used their platform, to shine more light on climate action, accelerating climate action, and accelerating, the achievement of sustainable development goals. Yeah, so I was really proud about this, and actually the cast was also proud about what they did. The other thing I wanted to share about is on the 2nd of June, that is a few days before the World Environment Day, our guest of honor, that was Honorable Dongaoto, he actually promised to give Gulu Secondary School 1,000 tree seedlings, and we thought this was really awesome. He graced us with his presence, but of course he's going ahead to support the school, to continue planting trees, restoring the tree covers, and see to it that they appreciate and also come up with different innovative ways to restore the environment, conserve the environment. So I think that is really worth sharing. And I forgot the Danish. There is a team in Denmark. They are friends. They had an opportunity to read the script, and they were very impressed. And they have projects they are conducting in the eastern part of Uganda currently, and they're also interested in partnering with me in order to showcase the drama in 24 schools. Well, these are promises, but I definitely will follow up on that. So so far so good.
Oh,
so
wow.
great. Yeah.
That's wonderful. My fourth question to you, I think you've answered part of this fourth question.
Okay.
Describe a specific milestone or success story that you experienced after implementing this project with the grants that you received?
I would like to, yeah, you're right. I actually did answer the question, but yeah, maybe I can just revisit a few issues.
Yes, you can. Yes.
So one, as I said, the drama was written to inspire not only young people but communities to devise sustainable solutions towards addressing the impacts of climate change and accelerating the achievement of sustainable development goals. I was impressed actually with the responses I received, from the audience, but most important also from the cast that I was working with. When they came in, they didn't really understand this. Well, they knew something about climate change, but their knowledge was increased. And as I speak now, there are about 3 young people who are doing documentaries about climate change, how they can support other communities, especially in the rural regions, because these rural regions are hotspots for environmental destruction, deforestation, all disasters. So there's one who is in Arua, then other film directors are also, doing films, and others are interested in writing poems. They're writing poems on environmental issues. So I believe we definitely achieved what we set out to do. Knowledge was increased, both for the cast, the 18 members that were the cast members, but also the communities. And I intend to share their feedback with Kuonyesha. Actually, this wouldn't have been possible if Kuonyesha hadn't supported us. And I'm also impressed, like I already mentioned, that 1,000 tree seedlings was given to Gulu's secondary school by Honorable Dongauto. So I'm yet to follow up on that. I don't know if he has already done that, but I'm hoping that this is really going to, strengthen our collaboration, not only with him but other, partners. There are other CSOs we also engaged with, like Seed Concordia. Yeah, Seed is based in Gulu, and so their only challenge is the funding. They're looking for funding so they can use this drama. They can be able to stage this drama in quite different schools in Northern Uganda. I would also like to take the opportunity to appreciate Elephante. Elephante was where we conducted our rehearsals. Elephante Commons. We conducted our rehearsals. They provided us with the theater, the PAL theater, where we did the play. Yeah, there are also other partners. Maybe I'll talk about them later, but I believe that journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step.
Wow, wonderful. Okay, my 5th question to you. Okay, collaboration and community engagement are often crucial in Kuonyesha grant-funded projects. Could you highlight any partnerships or involvements with local community that have contributed to your project's success?
Yeah, Katla mentioned these partners, but maybe the ones that I really need to focus on, I probably need to follow up on Seed Concordia, because the plan is to work with them in order to stage the drama in most of the schools in Northern Uganda. And we cultivated a partnership with media, and I'm happy to report that New Vision is we are on good standing with New Vision, and I believe they were able to obtain some funding externally from other agencies, some development agencies in to green schools. Some of the partners we worked with, like Watwero Dance Group, They were part of us. They choreographed their dances. These dances were inspired by, protecting the environment, sustainable use of ecosystems, and protecting our wetlands, pollution, and all these were showcased in a dance that helped to make the play, the COC theatre drama rich. And also we had some individual artists who shared poems. These are poems that were written by artists. And finally, there are also groups like Hashtag that we partnered with them, and they were able to, provide us with a public address system. Actor Events supported us with building a very wonderful stage, the lighting, all the technical equipment was provided by Actor Events. Hashtag with the public address system. Yeah, and I don't know if I've left any partner out, but I believe in partnership. Kuonyesha supported us all the way through. So finally, I would like to take the opportunity to thank Kuonyesha Art Fund. The initiative would not have been possible without Kuonyesha Art Fund. I believe that, we are optimistic to do many more initiatives through, collaborating with Kuonyesha and, other partners. So I think we did achieve the objectives that we set out, to do in this whole COC, Cli-Mates of Change, Theatre Arts Drama. So thank you very much and stay tuned.